You might have heard of the big financial crisis that happened in 2008. People lost their homes, entire industries collapsed, and the world economy nearly fell into a deep recession. But what caused this crisis, and how did it affect us? Well, here's the story in 100 seconds. Back then, people were buying loads of stuff they couldn't afford, like vacations, cars, and especially houses. And because of cheap credit, it seemed like everyone could afford these things. Some people lost their jobs, or maybe they just spent all their money on things they didn't need. They hoped that this would protect the economy from future crises, but it didn't work out exactly as they planned. But either way, banks started losing lots of money, and they needed to be bailed out by the government to stop the whole thing from collapsing. So after the crisis, people and banks became much more cautious with money. If you want to learn more about economics, check out the links below. Anyway, thanks for watching and see you next time. People saved more of their money instead of spending it, and banks weren't willing to lend as much money to people they didn't know. The government tried to help by making a new law called Dodd-Frank, which made banks keep more money aside to cover bad debts. This meant that banks had less money to lend out, which made it harder for people to get mortgages and buy houses. Banks were happy to lend money because for some reason they thought they would make more money from the interest on the loan than they would lose if the person didn't pay it back. But then something strange happened. People stopped being able to pay their loans back. This is why it took so long for people to start buying houses again, and why it took so long for the economy to recover. To fix the problem, the government decided to take over the failing banks and also change some laws to stop this from happening again. The housing market crashed, meaning house prices dropped massively and millions of people lost their homes. On top of this, people were still in debt from all of those things they bought during the crisis. This meant that businesses found it really hard to get loans to help them grow, and the economy started to shrink instead of grow. So there you go. In 100 seconds, the 2008 financial crisis explained.